Number 4, realize that you're good from the jump. You're good from the start. This goes hand in hand with the previous example. What do I mean by this? I mean is that most of these gurus, they don't really talk about that perhaps you're good from the beginning and you lead something very minimum or just barely anything. They always want you to invest in all these things, right? And you don't need to. The truth is, the reason you're watching this video is because you have enough already. You have a mobile device or you have a computer in your hand or on your desk and you're watching this. And you have internet. That's all you need to start, right? Because you can work using these tools if you have zero money at all in order to obtain money. It's just the fact of, okay, what can I do? And that's where your research comes in. There are tons of things that you could do. It's just a matter of, do you have the time? Do you have the ambition? Are you strategic and planning? Do you like to plan stuff out, right? And then let's just execute and measure it. You have to measure things. If you don't measure what you're doing, how would you know how far or anything? You just, I think the weather today is, you don't do that. You always have to measure whatever it is that you're planning, whether if it's something short term or something long term, it doesn't matter, because it really shows you how, progressive you've been, and it motivates you, right? So do you need a lot of things? No, you don't. All you need is those ambitions, right? You need that discipline. You need that desire that you really do, in fact, want to achieve ahead. So don't follow the clout too much. If you really want to do, all you got to do is jump. That's it. You just got to do it. Because if we start thinking about it too much, now that it comes to my attention, small story. When I was like 20 years old or something like that, I remember one of those problems used to be that I used to overanalyze things. I want to say that age started maybe at 16, 17 years old. From 17 years old all the way up until maybe early 20s. It's that you feared so much in losing because you finally felt what the real world was about. Here you go. You leave this high school world, which is like this bubble of just, Disney high school, right? Or something of the sort. And then you go into this real world and you realize that this real world is totally different. And you come across these real world failures that feel different than high school failures. And so because of that, you didn't like it because you hit yourself in the face pretty hard, or it probably cost you a lot of money. And now you're scared to make another big impact decision like it. People, we've been doing this since we learned how to ride bike. Yeah, I mean, how many times, for those who remember, how many times did you scrape yourself? How many times did you try running and you fall and you had a scar? And man, I had tons of scars when I was little. But I guess that's the point. It's like we're always going through that. Ever since a kid, it doesn't stop. It's just that the substance changes. Like back then was a little tricycle, and now we're talking about, crypto possibly and huge investments and stuff, right? So because of that, you just can't. It's, if you fail, it's all right. You brush yourself off and you keep it moving, and you just try other things, right? It's just the part of not allowing yourself to be completely defeated based off of a failure. You just gotta, okay, that didn't work. All right, I'm gonna give myself a week to recuperate from this mentally, physically, all this type of stuff. I'm gonna go to the gym real quick. I'm gonna pump some iron. I'm gonna go do some cycling. I'm gonna just burn this out, right? And then back to the drawing board again, because I heard that a lot of these billionaires failed trillions of times, a bunch of times. You only hear about their success, but you don't hear about their failures too much, because that doesn't get marketed, right? I really wish it did. Wouldn't it be fun to see whoever you think is famous and is very successful, a report of all their failures? so that you feel that it's like, hey, you know what? Look at this person went through a lot of failures. I'm gonna go through a lot of failures too. I'm gonna figure it out until I figure it out. And that's the whole point on that one. Let's go to the next one.